I'm not Spencer. We got a lot of new faces in the crowd. I'm so happy to see all you guys. How many people have never been here before? Never. A bunch of new faces. Well, you're going to love Spencer, but you're going to love us too. So I hope you come back another time. A few things for those of you who are not familiar with us. Starting probably from the outside and working in. The parking lot across the street does not belong to us. It belongs to our across the street neighbors, the bar over there and the laundromat. And they get really annoyed if strange cars show up in the parking lot. There's a wonderful municipal lot just around the corner. So if you're over there and you want us not to get screamed at, then could you put your car over there? That would be nice. Second thing, again, starting from the outside and working in, right out those two doors, there's our smoking line. And there shouldn't be any, you're welcome to go and come anytime you want to. Stuart will remember you. You don't have to have your hand stamped or anything. Out this door to the left is the restrooms, and out the same door to the right is the Maya Cafe, and you can go over there at any time during the show and get food and drink and things like that. And what else? Cell phones. If you have a cell phone, this is a very small room, and I'd appreciate it if you would turn it to vibrate so that you don't come in the wrong key. Because, yeah, this is a solo performance, and they'd notice. I mean, your fellow audience members would notice if it was the wrong note. And Spencer doesn't play wrong notes, so they would know it was you. And I think that's about it. We do this all the time. We do this a couple of times a week, usually. Concerts, dances. We have flyers in the back. You can certainly pick one up and find out more about us. We are a not-for-profit forum for the and Spencer is one of our great finds. We were introduced, so to speak, by I think it was Martin Simpson who we really needed to hear Spencer Bohren, and he was right, because this man will sing and play and tell you stories that you've never heard before, and you'll have such a good time, and you'll feel like you've known him all your life, as I did after like 5 minutes of talking to him on the phone. So please welcome Spencer Bohren to St. Louis and if we're really nice to him, he might stay forever.
She says the nicest things. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I could just go on and on thanking people for the last couple of weeks. As you may know, we're sort of out of pocket, speaking mildly, for a while. We're going to say how long. And the focal point, as soon as they found out that we were here in St. Louis, we just they immediately said, let's do a gig as soon as we can. And it happened to be this night that they had available, and I actually had quite a good time available all of a sudden. And so here we are. And I will be eternally grateful to them for that. For those of you who haven't seen me before, this is an unusual instrument called the lap steel guitar. This particular one was born the same year that I was, although it's weathered the storm a little better than I maybe have, but they're a little obsolete. I think this is about one of the last ones that was made. Could I get just a little more money? And I want to sing a real favorite of mine, maybe yours too. Get Ready by the Great Cruise. People get ready. There's a train coming. It's picking up passengers from coast to coast. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket. You just get on. Yeah, you just get on board, y'all. People get ready for the train to Jordan. You don't need no baggage, you just let go. Faith is the key, open up the door. There's room for all, the kingdom come. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would sacrifice all mankind just to save his own soul. Have mercy. Oh, their chances grow slimmer. There's no hiding place. So people get ready. There's a train coming. And you don't need no baggage. Don't need no ticket. People, there's a train coming. Get on board. Thank you very, very much. Well, the outpouring in our case, I mean, if you've spoken to Marilyn, my wife, or my son Tucker, or me lately, you'll know that we're doing just fine. And to a large extent, that's because St. Louis has really welcomed us in a very gracious way. We really appreciate it. We have new friends, new neighbors, and old friends, and everyone has just been so gracious. We're truly grateful. Thank you very much for opening your hearts. And I mean, I've got to tell the people in my neighborhood to quit bringing over those pictures of whole food. That's not going to be easy. We're okay.
Wait a minute, I'll take those.
Now, I'm working, so that's okay. The one thing about being a musician, one of the great things in this particular situation, not that there's anything great about this situation, there are some silver linings, of course, but we work on the road, so at least I haven't lost my job. Well, I want to play a couple of St. Louis songs because it's a thank you, I guess. There's a great tradition here. I've always felt like St. Louis was a sister city to New Orleans anyway.
Yeah.
In fact, I just saw a list today from the Historical Society of the very first families that lived in St. Louis, way down in the East Square on the river, rectangle on the river. And almost every name is somebody from our neighborhood, it seems like. We really are cousins, you know. One great St. Louisan, is that right? Is that what we are? One of the great musicians from St. Louis is actually from Sedalia, but he made his name in St. Louis, was a piano player, which I'm not. Although we have a neighbor who is a great piano player. I'm in the room tonight, I won't embarrass him just yet, but he plays great piano, but I do play one piano song on the guitar. You probably already know what I'm talking about. It's the great Scott Joplin. And so what I'm going to do is play a song that was influenced by Scott Joplin, as well as by the Celtic people that came to another part of the country. French settled here more than the Scottish and Irish. But over in the Appalachian Mountains, there are blues singers, and there have been for the last close to 100 years. It's hard to say. We have to keep track a while back. And the music they play is very obviously influenced by ragtime, which was very popular at the turn of the 19th and 20th centuries. But there's also a lot of Celtic music in their blues. It's called the Piedmont style blues. So I'm going to play a song by the great Lion Blake, who was a singer from the lower Appalachians. He drank his way up to Chicago in the 1920s and became quite famous with this kind of lazy ragtime blues. Somewhere in here I'm going to find my way into the maple leaf rag. It's supposed to be in the blood of every one of you, so you'll know when it happens. Hey, hey, Daddy's feeling blue. Hey, hey, your daddy's feeling blue. And I'm worried all the time. I can't get you off my mind. Hey, hey, Daddy's feeling blue. Hey, hey, your daddy's lonesome for you. Hey, hey, Daddy is lonesome for you. I tell you what I'll do. I'll make sweet, sweet love to you. Hey, hey, Daddy's feeling blue. love you night and day. I tell you what I say, drive my blues away. Hey, hey, Daddy's feeling blue. Tell you what I said, drive my blues away. Hey, your daddy's feeling blue. Maple wheat bread. So did you recognize it? I apologize, any piano players it might be. You definitely don't want to play on piano. Some of you know, and maybe some of you don't know, that St. Louis is the home to one of the last surviving great blues singers from the classic blues era. The 20s was when the blues really was first recorded and first kind of came to the notice of people who didn't live in the South, really, or even just didn't live in the Delta, for that matter. And there was a great blues singer, young, in the 1920s, I think in 1928, he recorded a song called The Payroll Blues. He wrote it, but his version is the one that people know, people like me anyway. His name is Henry Townsend. He's got to be in his 90s. You know him. One of the great things about my being in St. Louis for a while is that I may finally have the opportunity and the time to actually be Henry Townsend. Interested in meeting me. I mean, that's always an issue, but anyway, I'd like to play one of Henry's great songs. It's a song about a river town. There's a lot of great Mississippi River songs in the story of blues, but this particular town, some of you might know some of its history. It's got quite a history. It's Cairo, Illinois, River Ways. If you've been there maybe 50 years ago, you probably saw a very, very beautifully appointed town where everybody was prosperous and things were looking really good. If you've been there, that might have been 80. If you've been there in the last few years, you'll see that there's no paint left on any of the buildings. There's a couple of fantastic and beautiful houses, much like the ones I saw today at my university. I don't know what that part of town is called. What is that called? Power Grove.
Okay.
Well, there's some great houses up there. There really are. The same kind of houses exist in Cairo, but they don't look quite so inviting. And they say, Henry Townsend and people from his generation say that when you used to go to Cairo, there was such a hot scene. It was one of those river towns where a lot of music was being played, people danced, and it was really wild. And on a Saturday night, they say that if you arrived at the city limits and the sheriff didn't know who you were, well, he would check you to see if you had things or knives. And if you didn't have one, he'd give you. That'd be wild. Anyway, this is the Cairo Blues from 1928. introduction, my new neighbors, our new neighbors. First one I met was Jeff Potter.
Right, Jeffrey.
It wasn't because of us, I don't think. It's because there's a piano in the house we're at. Jeff really plays the piano beautifully. It's got a lot of soul. A great ear. He's a remarkable young man. And, I really enjoyed his company. But I tell you, about the third or fourth day we were there, Jeff came over and he told me he was trying to learn a song called In Between Friends. Well, that's one of my songs. He found it on my website, and I was really moved by that. And someday maybe I'll tell you the story of why I wrote this song. That'll happen another time. And then a couple of days later, I get a letter from Jeff's dad, email. We're doing a lot of emailing right now because we're trying to gather resources for the people that aren't as fortunate as we were in all of this hurricane business. So it's hard to call us, although I suppose the Potter family could just call across the fence and it'd be fine. I get a letter from Steve Potter, that's the dad. He tells me that he's been listening to my music that would have to be on the internet because all my inventory, shall we say, is... but I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But he said he really was enjoying hearing my music, and then he signed the letter, "Your In Between Friends." I really cried. It was really nice. Steve, I got a package for you waiting at the house, by the way. Came FedEx today. I'll bring it by tomorrow. Anyway, I want to sing this for those folks. And thank them for being such good. I don't think they're in between friends anymore. It takes more than love to see me through. When will I see you again? I'm back here in Memphis, all by myself. I'm lonely and in between friends. I don't know nobody to talk to Memphis. I ain't got nobody to call. I guess I'll go find myself an in-between friend. They're better than no friends at all. In Memphis, they sing the blues. Mississippi River rolls right through. I walk Union Avenue end to end, looking for an in-between friend. It takes more than love to see me through. When will I see you again? I'm lonely and in between friends. I'm lonely and in between friends. I'm lonely and in between friends. Well, as you can imagine, it's been difficult for a lot of us to see what's been happening around the other city of New Orleans. You don't live in New Orleans casually, I'll tell you that. It's well, you've heard all about this, although a lot of the things that you've heard is somebody else. It's you. Serious. The whole Mardi Gras thing, we bring our grandmothers. I mean, you go down there where y'all are. That would be rude. But there are issues in New Orleans. And like I say, you don't live there casually, but it's a wonderful place. It's a marvelous place. I've been known to say I could live in America if I wanted to. But I prefer to live in New Orleans. And that really is true. It's a remarkable place. I'm fortunate in my life to be able to travel. I really do get to travel a lot more than I can believe, and I see a lot of places. A lot of amazing places in this world, but there's nowhere quite like New Orleans, and it's the mix of people, and it's some great recipes down there. And, the whole music thing, it all boils down to, I think, I mean, there are many theories about New Orleans, but I think it all boils down to that multicultural thing. It happened, and it happened differently there, because in the old days, when Louisiana was first formed, like here, I mean, this wasn't always America either, but the French people had a different way of doing it, and when black people showed up in Louisiana, in New Orleans, it was the very same boat that the very first white people came, and they came as free men. They weren't, in America, every black person that arrived pretty much was handcuffed when they arrived in this country. That didn't happen in Louisiana. The slaves came much later. And so that's one of the very basic tenets of New Orleans. There's always been this sort of different attitude. Not that there's not issues. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But when the slaves did finally come from Africa and they started to take their role in the whole thing, they were actually, I don't know if encouraged is the right word, but they were allowed to do all the things that they were forbidden to do just across the river in America. The slaves were not allowed to speak their language or play their drums or sing their songs or do any of that. There just wasn't cook food like they cook around. All of that was basically forbidden. And there were stiff penalties, sometimes really stiff. And in Louisiana, they actually did that every Sunday. There was a Catholic place, like I think St. Louis really tends to be too. So there was a whole other way of thought about this. And so on Sundays in a place called Congo Square, the slaves were able to congregate, not just the slaves, all the free black people went too. A lot of white people went down there, and it was it had to really be something. It had to be really something. And the great Louis Moreau got shot, the classical composer that just took Europe by storm. He took the basis of all of his classical music from Congo Square. And because of Congo Square, we have to see, people say, why is it so different in New Orleans? That's why. Why did all that music come from there? That's why. That's why, right there. Because all of that music influenced the people who played classical music and ragtime music, and it all started to kind of move together like a big old musical gumbo. And as they stirred it up, we got jazz, and we got a whole other kind of blues, and then the gospel music started to really change about that time. It all came up there. You send all your funk and mud down our way. And it's what we get, so that's what we do. That's why it's so funky down there. Anyway, I want to sing a song. I'm going to be hard not to talk too much tonight, but some of the preaching. I wrote a song while I borrowed a song. I had to write some of it and borrow some of the rest of it. I never had been able to find the one that I first heard this from, but the first verse is about a guy that used to come down our street with an old pickup truck, or most of it old. I don't even know most. What was left of an old pickup truck? On the top of it, he had a speaker that he must have got from some old stadium or something. It sounded really bad, really bad, really bad. He had a microphone inside that truck from a B-52 or something. And it sounded pretty tinny, but he would come down the street really slow. And whatever he had in the back of that truck was what he was selling that day. And sometimes it was bananas, and they were always yellow and ripe, whether they were green or not. The tomatoes were always red and ripe, whether they were green or not. And everything he had was always the very best. Some days he had shrimp, which was pretty incredible. But I'll never forget that. And he always had a song about it. I mean, you never heard a song about shrimp? You should have heard this guy. But the one I remember is when he came down the street with a big load of watermelons. He was saying, "We got the watermelon, y'all. Sweet on down to the Rhine." And that really stuck with me. And normally I play this on a little instrument called the apuche cabasa, but I don't have it with me. And I'm not sure if I have it anymore, to be honest. But I'm going to try something here. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, it'll work. I'm sure it'll work. We start by singing the Mardi Gras Indian chant. And we're going to talk about all those great things. And we'll talk about food and religion and the culture and the streets and on and on. So let's see how this goes. Mighty could it bio. Take a little walk with me down along the bio. Mighty could it bio. Come on, take a little walk with me down along the bio. We got the watermelon, sweet on down to the vine. We got the watermelon, sweet on down to the vine. Come on down, y'all, have yourself a good time. That good time. Maybe that fuche has the words. Red quarter Jackson Square, you catch the streetcar with your car, strolling on the bank, sitting on the porch, rocking a chair, catching some air. Summer bring the skeeters approach. We got the watermelon, sweet on down to the ground. Come on down, y'all, have yourself a good time. Like one of the stormtroopers. Seafood, gumbo, beans and rice. Plenty of food, we got lots of spice. Go around the corner, make groceries at the store. Como se va a hacer menú en la base? You know we can speak the Creole. Mighty could it buy? Take a little walk with me down along the bayou. Mighty could it buy? Take a little walk with me down along the bayou. I go on day, chopping it peanut head. I go on day, Bobby way, chopping on peanut head. I go on day, chopping peanut head. I go on day, chopping on peanut head. Mighty could it buy? I'm gonna take a little ride with me down along the bayou. Downstream of Dixieland, second line. Sip the levee and drink your port wine. The hoodoo, Greek, black cat bone. Go to the graveyard and make your red X on the tomb of Marie Laveau. We got the watermelon. And on down to the Rhine. We got the watermelon. Yeah, we got sweet on down. Come on down. Have yourself a good time. Come on down, y'all. Have yourself a good time. Come on down, y'all. Have yourself a good time. Thank you very much. I should write a book about aerobic gigging and then how you burn. Now, I think I'll do another one that is sort of related to the deep, lower river bottom part of America. This is one, someone like me makes their living by sort of tapping into the roots of American music. There's a lot of great American music that we as Americans just sort of share as our birthright. It came from all over the world. America was the great melting pot, great experiment. And I think the world still looks to America as a great cultural experiment. I think people are really pulling for us because of what we stand for and because we have the freedom to speak and because of a lot of things. People do love us. I mean, you hear a lot about how people feel about America, but I'm the guy that goes over there and talks to them. I'm going to tell you something. They love us. They really do. And, one of the things they love the most is this music that most of us probably don't even really realize exists in a lot of ways. We sing, jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton in kindergarten, and that's about as deep as we go, some of us. But if you go very far in the world of American traditional music, it is just a glorious inheritance. We really have something really special. And as I travel around the world, it's sometimes funny to hear our glorious musical heritage interpreted by, somebody from Sweden. I remember a guy who singing the Great Muddy Water song, I've got my mojo working. This guy, he got his mojo working. But he really did. I mean, everybody was dancing. And I sure can't imitate the guy from Japan. His mojo working. But I tell you, it means something, and they're moved and they're touched, and it's really it's a great thing. But so, you'll hear echoes of this kind of stuff even in the things that I write. I'm sometimes accused of writing songs that sound so much like the old ones that you can't tell them from the old ones on the record. So I think that's an honor. I'm not sure. I'll take it as one. Anyway, this is one of those songs, you've probably heard this somewhere or another, but it really is one of the tap roots of our musical history, and I think it's particularly appropriate this month. Hope it's not appropriate in my own neighborhood.
It is in mine.
Yeah, Dylan, I'll bet it is in yours. You can write up tempo.
No, it doesn't sound that.
I'll stop talking Wade in the water, wade in the water, children. Wade in the water, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. It was Joshua gave the order for the horns to blow. Horns were heard all over town. Joshua gave the order and the walls fell down. Joshua gave the order and the walls fell one of our songs. Thank you very much. Well, I should tell you what to expect here. We normally, when we do the focal point, we'll do a couple of sets and we'll sell CDs in between. We decided not to do that. For one reason, there are no CDs to sell. We're working on that, and I'll have some soon. I've got some coming from, let's see, I've got a couple titles coming from Germany, and I've ordered some of my latest record. New pressing should be a few days, and I just talked to a Frenchman that might still have some of my old records available, so that's going to all work out, but not tonight. Well, we'll be back at the table in the back as usual after the show, and if you want, I mean, we could just pretend like this was a mail order situation. I very often send things out in the mail, and if you want to get someone's music and you don't want to chase me down later, we can just do that kind of thing. You can take orders and write your address down. We'll send you the record, so I promise. Scouts on. You do know where I live. If that's who I think it is, I would like to publicly thank the Mantees family for handing us out. This beautiful family that we just barely had met gave us a house within 24 hours of our arrival in St. Louis. We came to St. Louis because I had a gig, and I was going to fly up here and play the gig club. Same thing. It's just everything that you do goes back to that August 29th date. There was not going to be any flights coming from New Orleans, and we were just kind of wandering. We didn't really know where we were going to land. We knew that we weren't going to go home for a while. And so we decided that since there was a gig in St. Louis, I guess that would be the first thing to do is go to the gig. We always go to the gig. So we drove to the gig, and before we had even been in town for a full day, we had been offered a finished house where we could set up. And, it's just such a gift. Thank you very much to the Mantees family. And I have some mail for you all. Is Chris here? Is Chris going to come in? Or Michael?
Senator Potter!
No, we really, truly do thank you. I wish you'd come over and visit once in a while. You want to leave us alone? I want to do one of these sort of, not exactly for the Mantees family, but in a bigger way because of the Mantees family. I kind of feel on this way. train of thought. What we're going to do is play one set. I'll play about 9:30 or so, and then, of course, it's up to you. I know that these chairs are probably extremely comfortable. You could swap chairs. Of course, maybe we got a 7-minute stretch. Anyway, I've got this guitar. I've got a lot of stuff I haven't played here. What's been amazing is I left New Orleans with 2 guitars. Normally I like to have, if I'm driving, I usually bring 3 or 4 or 5. I've got a lot of old guitars. They sort of, I wouldn't say I collect them. I think it's more they collect me. I have a lot of them, and I only made it out with 2. And I'm hopeful that the rest of them are okay. You just don't know. Some of them are over 100 years old, and you just don't know. But within a few, the second or third day I was here, we went to dinner with the Stein family, who has a lot to do with focal point. Eric Stein is back there making it sound really good tonight, as far as I can tell. It sounds good to me. I didn't even know Eric was a guitar player. He's never admitted that to me before, but he had this beautiful 12-string. If you've never heard a 12-string, see how many of these they have on those? So each string on a regular guitar is doubled and then octave. That's a term. And these things just sound so cool. They're really almost impossible to tune. Except for this one. This one does work. And whenever I play a 12-string guitar, I'm always reminded of the great Willie McTell, or the great Lead Belly. There were a few of the really killer blues guitar players, and they always use these big orchestral-sounding guitars. So let me play one of those great songs by Willie McTell. It's called the Broke Down Engine Blues. One of the very few songs that we ever heard by a blues singer that was recorded over a period of his whole life. A lot of the blues singers recorded in their 20s and then were never heard from again. Some of them resurfaced when I was young, about 15 years old. There were a lot of people that resurfaced at an older age, like 65, 70 years old, and recorded again. But Willie McTell was one of the very few who recorded this song, actually, in 1928. Then he recorded it again in the 30s. It was a little different. In the 40s, it was much more mature. And he recorded it again just before he died in the 50s. So it's one of the very rare documents we have of one of the great blues artists and his musical development. It's called the Broke Down Engine Blues. That sound cool? Feel like a broke down engine. I ain't got no driving wheel. Feel like a broke down engine. I ain't got no driving wheel. Ever been down and lonesome? You know how poor boy I feel. I've been shooting craps and gambling, mama, and I've done got broke. I've been shooting craps and gambling, mama, and I've done got broke. And I pawned my pistol, my best clothes. Oh, my soul. I went down ain't crying for no religion, just give me back my good gal, please. Lord, you bring back my baby, and I won't trouble you no more. No, no, if you bring back my baby, I won't trouble you no more. You gotta burn my house, just deliver her to my door. I'll take it from now. I'm crying, Lordy, Lord. Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. Lordy, Lord. Lordy, Lord, Lord, And then, again, Mary Mantis, she said, what do you need? We said, oh, we don't need anything. We've got everything we need. We've got a house to live in. And gosh, we did the refrigerator. There's food in the cupboard. There's furniture. Crispy's on. There's home. What do we need? We don't need anything. And she says, I bet you do. And I said, well, I don't think so. And she says, make a list. Think about it, make a list of what you do. I'll get back with you. So when we started making a list, I realized that I didn't have any socks. I mean, it was hot when we left. Shaving cream just didn't think of it. So as we started making a list, we realized we really had quite a few things. And I do some university work sometimes where I follow one song. It's like a lecture. I follow one song from the 15th century in Africa all the way through the Rolling Stones, and I use a variety of appropriate instruments, and I realized that I was going to have to do that at the end of the month. I didn't have anything to do. So I put that on the list, and next thing I know, Mary's got all kinds of lists. I know that's even bringing socks, but I handled the socks myself. But next thing I know, there's a guy named Bob Lucas, and he says, I got a banjo for us. I said, how did you know I needed a banjo? He said, well, Mary Mantis called me. So I said, this woman, who is this woman? Anyway, isn't this beautiful? This is much nicer than my banjo. In fact, I'm going to do something that I like doing this. I think you're just such a wonderfully attentive audience. I'm going to step out from behind this microphone and play this just kind of on the edge. I don't know what music really sounds like. I'm no banjo player, really. It's kind of ridiculous for me to have a banjo this nice, but I do kind of know I can fake it pretty well. And sometimes when I'm writing songs, I never know when they're going to come. Somebody said, write me a song about, when my mother got married. There's no way I could do that. It just wouldn't work. But sometimes I'll be driving down the road and a song will just come to me. And I don't know. Even Bob Dylan one time said, he said, well, how do you write songs? He says, I don't write them. I just write them down. Honestly, that's the way it is. Boy, he can really write one down. Anyway, that's what happened in this case. I was driving through eastern Kentucky, and I'm on the road all my life, and I really cover some miles. We've got a car we bought 2 years ago. It's already out of a 70,000 mile warranty, and I need a brake job. If somebody knows where I can get a good brake job, embarrassing when it breaks. But anyway, I was driving through eastern Kentucky. You get about, I don't know, sometimes you can even hear the freeway from Highway 11. But you drive down Highway 11 and you could be in another century. I mean, the people are sitting on the porch. The mountains have been basically taken off a layer at a time over the last century and a half or so. And the people that are sitting on the porches smoking cigarettes and stuff, they don't always have all their fingers to smoke with. But the mining has taken its toll around there. And now it's over and nobody has anything really. It's sad around the edges, but there's a culture there that's real strong. And I was driving down Highway 11 and I started hearing this song, so I started writing it down. By the time I got out of the coal country, I had this song that I really liked. I don't know, I mean, it's a coal miner's ballad. I don't know, maybe it's from a past life or something, but I'm going to sing it for you tonight. I usually tell the story about the banjo, but then I had to kind of manifest one piece at a time. But I don't have that banjo with me. So. Anyway, this is a song called East Kentucky Coal Fields. Can you hear that?
Yeah, you can hear it. Great. I was born in East Kentucky, and my daddy's born there too. And his father came from Scotland with his wife from heaven. But the mountains got nothing, and my daddy died the same. Still I went down in the coal mine, just a boy of 17. I went down there in the darkness. I went down there every day, like my father and my mother. I didn't know no other way. Every miner feeds family, sees they have some place to stay, but the danger goes down with them. But every Friday when you pay, oh, the mine was dark and dreary, and the mine was dank and deep, and the air was cold and heavy with the dust we had to breathe. I went down there every morning, pray the Lord my soul to keep, but the cold dust took my body. I guess the Lord don't know. So I sat down on my front steps for a year and then for 5, till I finally decided I was glad to be alive. Then I started in the road, and I walked this world around, and I but seen the world around me. I've never gone down in the ground. Well, the mine was dark and dreary, and the mine was damp and deep, and the air was cold and heavy Gather round, ye sons of God. Heed the words of one who knows. Don't let the company have your body. You can find some other road. Yes, I was born in East Kentucky, and I'll always call it home. But in the end, I chose to ramble. The coal mine could not do it. Yes, the mine was dark and dreary, and the mine was dank, and the air was cold and heavy with the dust we had to breathe. I went down there every morning. I prayed the Lord my soul to keep, but the cold dust took my body. I guess the Lord don't know. I guess the Lord don't know.
Really, thank you very much. So you probably aren't supposed to know that I have a watch up here. I just watch it. I realized that it's about 2:30. This is longer than I thought. I should tell you about a benefit. I mean, there's a lot of benefits. You're going to hear that word a lot over the next about 30 years. 40 years. Focal Point Concert Hall presents a lot of Cajun and Zydeco music. In St. Louis, there's, well, in the Midwest, there's nowhere else that I know of that's quite like the Focal Point. This place reminds me a whole lot of the places where I first started playing folk music in public once I left home. And I went to the Denver Folklore Center, and the people at the Focal Point know about the Denver Folklore Center, which is there. I have my 40-year pin there. But, wow, what a bunch of it. That's amazing. But I'm still feeling about 16 playing in the Focal Center. But anyway, I don't know anywhere else that does what the Focal Point does as regular as they do it. And I think it's remarkable that they're still in the business and they can still draw a big crowd. It's wonderful. We are going, now that I'm a citizen here, we're doing a benefit for the Cajun and Zydeco musicians who took a pretty heavy hit also in Lafayette, Louisiana, Burl Bridge and St. Martinville, Crowley, all those places there. So, well, they've got really good gumbo down there, I'll tell you. But this is going to be on the 16th of October. It's going to be at Schlatley's Capitol. Did I say that right? Yeah. Good. It's going to start at 1 in the afternoon, and it's going to go to 6. That's pretty civilized, if you ask me. And there'll be 4, if not 5 bands. I'm going to be involved, but only talking. As you can see, I'm not going to do that. So I'll be there, and all the money will go to benefit those musicians, and I think probably through the New Orleans Musicians Clinic, which has done great work for a long time in New Orleans, and also through the Louisiana Roots, I think it's called an organization that promotes that kind of music all over the world. Good people. I know these people, and they're the real deal. So if you'd like to, come and have a great party and pay the cover and buy some drinks, everybody's going to donate everything that day. If you just would like to, if you're wondering how to help some of the people that are in bad straits down in Louisiana, there's a couple ways. I'm also gathering resources and money and instruments for people through Tipitina's Oil Foundation, which is a great nightclub in New Orleans, which has stepped up to the plate, and they're finding homes for people. We've just Maryland, and I have got 5 or 6 different furnished homes ready to go for somebody who needs them. So Tippetinas is going to take care of those folks, and I want to talk to you, Dylan. You might want
You might need one.
Well, we can get you one. We've got 5. And one of them's real near here, although they want a family. We got a family, you got a grandmother.
86-year-old grandma?
Well, that's a family.
That's a family.
Anyway, all that is possible. You can either talk to me. I'm going to go back to that table in a few minutes, and if you want to hang out with it, I'd be delighted. Instruments. I've been thinking, for me, of course, the first thing I thought about was, me. I feel bad about it. But anyway, I am okay. But we spend a lot of time, Marilyn's working until the wee hours, and then I get up. I don't know why. This is really reversal. I used to be the one that was up late, but I've been getting up at 4:30 in the morning. We are just tapping away and doing all this gathering, and we're just about to have it all. It's organized now. We're just about to do some damage. But when I think about all those musicians, we were getting lists from the New Orleans Musicians Clinic and from different places of the musicians, that were found, that were accounted for, because this was a true cataclysmic disaster, and I think they're getting together remarkably fast, although we won't be going home for a while. But a lot of New Orleans is going to be open. I don't know if open for business is quite the right term, but they're going to start doing it. But we can't help but think of all the musicians. There are hundreds and hundreds of musicians. That's the reason it's known as a musical city, is because everybody seems to play. These lists are amazing. And then there were the lists of the missing people who the community was wondering, has anybody seen all these? The lists were equally long, and I was really actually very flattered to see my name on them. So I was missing for a while. That's kind of cool. But anyway, and I'm thinking about the guitar players and the bass players, the people that are more like me. And then it hit me that all those great Mardi Gras marching bands that happen in every high school in New Orleans, all those kids who are proudly marching down the street playing marching band music that you just can't believe. It's so beautifully done and so heartfelt, and they're not just walking down the street, they're marching, and they have majorettes, and it's one of the best things about New Orleans, and one of the best things about Mardi Gras are these huge bands, and these are young children, beautiful children in their uniforms, and they're marching down the street, band after band after band. Every school's got them, and their colleagues from the school are running down the street right behind them, or right next to them, and you're standing there catching beads and clapping and doing the Mardi Gras thing, which is magnificent anyway. And these kids are running down the street behind you and they go, that's my school, that's my school. And it's just so cool. And those are the very people who you saw their homes on TV week after week. And I just can't help but think how many instruments were lost. So what I'm asking, and I don't mean to go on and on here, but I've sent out an appeal through the internet and in most conversations I'm having and any interviews that I might have them do. I know we have, for instance, 2 trombones at our house. Why? I don't know. But we have them, and there are kids who could get great music out of those trombones. And a lot of us have instruments laying around the house, trumpets, saxophones, clarinets, maybe drums. All those instruments could be used to help resurrect the spirit of New Orleans. And if you happen to be one of those people, you could contact me, would be probably the thing you'd remember, Spencer at SpencerBohren.com. That's pretty easy. Or you could send them directly to Tippetinas.com. You could ask me how to spell it later. If you have things to donate, they're taking it all. They're taking houses, they're taking instruments, and they are really set up. That's who I'm channeling all my information to, because they're set up to pass it on and to distribute it and try to get that spark moving again. Anyway, just a thought. And if you feel that feeling, please let us know, because we need you now more than ever. And then when we're ready, and we've got ourselves all spiffed up and showered and shaved and cleaned up, then we want you to come back down and see us. Okay? All right. I'm going to play another song here, and then I guess it's up to you. This is a song about a restaurant in Mississippi. You may have been there, and if you have, I would really like you to tell me how to get out. I've been looking for this place for years. I went there once with some people. could find it again. It was about 20 minutes from pavement, I know that. And they said, come on, Benson, we're going to go down and have lunch at Marguerite's. And I thought, Marguerite's sounds like a nice place. I figured it'd be, napkins. Your menu. Nope. Well, they had napkins. They had a paper bag, a roll of paper towels on each of the 3 big long tables that seated about 15 people each. And it was so far out in the country. And when I first saw this place, it was called Marguerite's. You could see it scrawled on the front of this old building with the rainbow brick screen door on the front. When I walked in there, I was absolutely amazed. I mean, no napkins really, no menus, but they did have, stamps and envelopes. You could mail a letter there, and you could, buy nails or screws or hinges or hammers, screwdrivers, pliers. You could buy poisons of all varieties: cockroaches, ants, cotton, pesky plants for pesky husbands. You could buy underwear, outerwear. You could buy non-prescription drugs, aspirins, Vicks powders. You could buy pens and pencils. You could buy tractor parts, car parts, probably body parts. You could buy bird seed, grass seed. You could buy so much stuff in that place, so far from town. And I would love to go back and buy some of that stuff. I can't find it. So if you know where Marguerite's in Book of Bohren, Mississippi, I'd appreciate the tip. And meanwhile, you be good to each other. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you around the block. It's called the Yazoo Bottom Mess Going to Marguerite's. You could mail a letter there, but I go for the east. Oh my, I've got the Yazoo Bottom. Yes, my, Papa's got the Yazoo Bottom blue. Well, now she could bring you whiskey, or she could bring you tea. Anything she serves out there, it's all right with me. Oh, mama, I've got the Yazoo Bottom. Yes, mama, I've got the Yazoo